I'll show you everything. So here we have the Broward Chamber of Commerce. So if you're trying to get your business out there, every event has a minimum of 2,000 people foot traffic. So they if you want to have a booth somewhere, you
Mm-hmm.
know, Broward Chamber of Commerce is very good for that. So these people, oh, this is a pulsed electromagnetic frequency foot device. Now, what's interesting is George Love. He said, "Well, the Earth pulses. Walk barefoot on the Earth and cup it, and you'll get pulsed electromagnetic." He was interesting, and he also talked about like in the morning, the sun. If you can get the crown, well, the sun. If you put it, you can angle the sun towards your head, even though the crown chakra is above the theirs. But he said that was something that is also very good. He had a lot of interesting things to say about how to cultivate things like this. But anyway, that's later. So what is this? Oh, this is the lady. She's interesting, and in fact, she's part of it. She's in the life insurance agency. When she learned I was doing life insurance, she told me about a company called HGI. I looked them up, and I don't know. I might be getting in touch with her. She's in Montana. She didn't want to get a pin in her leg because she's in Montana, and that'll freeze like crazy. She got a pin in her, or one of those. This is a tea house. Jai Lee White. She gave a talk. She handpicks the leaves from Yunnan, China. She's got a tea house in West Palm Beach. Nice lady. Well, I guess she's nice. Nice smile. I never even saw her. So what's this? Increase your. Oh, this is probably the back of her. Tea shop in West Palm Beach. Let's see. First Alternatives is right across from the Deerfield Beach Hilton where this was held. They can take a pinprick of blood, just one pinprick of blood, and then they will know. Yay! I said, pose for me. So this is some Theramat, some electromagnetic, whatever, mat. But what it is there. The pinprick results, if you can see, boom, those are all the pinprick. They'll show you what your food sensitivities are. And they have a hydrogen device, electrical hydrogen device. You plug it in, and it creates hydrogen water, which supposedly is way more effective than, I don't know, than normal water. I don't know. Um, and this is also those people. So the first alternative is who they are. Cardio Miracle. This guy was about to die. Forget his name. Josh Hewitt, I think, and he's got some Cardio Miracle products. Um, this guy, Five Way Fitness in Pompano Beach, has something I'm interested in: postural restoration therapy, where he does something to restore your posture. He had a talk. Um, who is this? Oh yeah, that's him. He's kind of a muscle bound guy. I don't know what he could do for me. He's a thick muscle bound dude, you know. Yeah, that's him. Special offer, blah blah. All right, yeah. So these are the people about is your head on straight, and you see getting the axe. They call it the
Oh,
atlas. Is
Atlas.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's like the C1. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
very
I've met
important stuff.
them.
You've had it done.
No, I've met them a
Oh,
couple,
you met them.
couple
You met them a couple of
things.
times. So I
Yeah.
think this is their what is this? What we do pulse. What is this? What is this? Oh yeah, this is part of that thing. What those people do. Oh yeah, this is where I was going to talk. And this is a med bed of some sort. You get in it and he puts the top over it. But he mainly spent time trying to sell it. Like he was never really um, allowing people to use the thing. He was charging
Mm.
like $115,000 for this device.
Oh.
Yeah, it does all sorts of modalities. I guess he was just like, if I make just one sale, if I make 10 sales, I got $1 million. So Eric Stoller, he's a promotional guy. He gets you in front of speakers. He does all
Yeah,
sorts of.
I
Oh, you've
know.
heard of him? Oh, you okay? So this is the other. This is the Axis people too. This is Josh. They all work together as a group. So the guy, Josh
Oh.
Levine, he's part of the Friends and Family Spinal Care. Um,
Okay.
I was talking to this guy. He did a little study on my spine and showed me where I had some subluxations and stuff. And yeah, blah blah blah. And then that's this is Mark, the guy that runs the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no, Shanti thinks a guy called Chris runs it, but he's the guy. And so he gave a basic talk about breathing, but he also went into some things about how these some people he's banned from it have cursed him or tried to curse him and hex him and put magic spells on him. But so he talked about a lot of things. I have issues with his support of some people that I will not mention on this. So let's see, anti-aging wellness bed. That must be that. What is this? Yeah, med bed. Yeah, you get in it. You see, it's like a capsule thing. You get in the anti-aging bed. right there. Yeah. Uh, she's a nurse, but what she did is she's this lady, she's a nurse, and they didn't have her slide thing. The slide thing didn't work with her thing, but she's got some detox things, Zen cleanse, and this is the lady with the this is the lady that I was telling you about last year who eats like she's a fat fuel person, not a sugar fuel person, because she starves her body of sugar and forces it to consume fat. And she was big, really big, and she got totally thin. So it worked for her. She was back this year. She's aggressive. She has a talk both days, and then she has an ad in the paper. Are you in a hurry?
No,
kind of
I'm kind of fading
Oh,
because
you're
I need to eat.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Go. Yeah. So, and this is yeah. Okay. So I'll keep talking. You just there was a very interesting lady called Greta Chamberlain. I'd seen her before, but I never made it to her talk. And she had a lady called Kathy Lee, who's kind of like her business partner. And she was talking about how I create my reality and how she wanted to be. She was really funny because she talked about her husbands and how she would get angry and then she realized that she was acting a victim. And they're traveling all over the world. Now George Love was interesting. I never knew much about him, but he was leading a panel on health where a bunch of people were in front of the panel, and he talked about the books that he wrote, and he was running the panel. But the lady here, Dorothy, I think her name was Donna McGrath, the one.
Yeah, I think I've seen her.
Yeah, she discovered. She said this. She said, "We discovered a cure to sickle cell anemia, because sickle cell anemia is where something like oxygen gets reduced in a blood cell." And she said when she published the results of that DARPA took her results and used it to reduce the oxygen of people. She literally said this in
Wait.
Hmm?
Wait.
Yeah, exactly. Now this is Josh, of course. That's Josh, the guy, and Josh Levine.
Yeah.
The gut-brain connection, and the miracle healing he did on a person who had tried everything, and all he did was get the gut and brain working, because you got a second brain in the gut, and there needs to be connection between the brain and the rest of the body. And people underplay this axis and how important it is, the micro adjustments. And you notice he's projecting onto just a wall, like there's no slide projector, but he just bought a projector and pushed it onto the wall, because Mark charges you $100 to set up audio visual for your talk, and an additional $100. So, and he had some slides like the gut brain triangle, quadrangle, and then I can't actually see these. Leaky gut protocol is his video where he says everybody has a leaky gut. You have to have a leaky gut to let the nutrients leak, but it becomes a problem. So everyone has it. It's just, can you reduce it or something? And
that's what he says.
yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah, and I wasn't too impressed with these alkaline water elixirs. The lady's name was Oshun, which is a Nigerian goddess. That was interesting. And then here's a guy.
OSHUN?
Yeah. Now this is an interesting guy.
Yeah, she used to cook for the Church of Perpetual Life.
Oh, really?
I know her. Yeah.
Oh, how about that? So here's a guy, Project Disclosure, UFO-guy.com, BBS Radio, Lights in the Night. And he was a former, this guy was on the back of this card it says that he was it says that truth is being disclosed, but he was his shirt, he was some sort of vet, Air Force veteran, this guy, Russ Johnson, that's talking about UFOs and disclosure and all this. And then of course there's me and there's a Shanti's flyer for the Tesla Wellness Table. Shanti is an amazing networker. I mean, she just goes up to someone, and then next thing you know, she's got the person's name and no. I mean, I saw her collect two, and then even in my talk, I was presenting, and the girl was interested, and I said, "Yeah, you could just book an appointment with me." She refused and closed down and didn't give me her name or number. By the end of that talk, Shanti had her name and her number, because Shanti is a psychotherapist, and this girl is studying to be a psychotherapist. So she built the connection with her, and then, and then they sort of an impromptu band of people playing instruments, and then George Love had a very impressive. He opened his talk playing the flute, and it was really good. And that's what got my attention, that his flute playing was so good. But then he went through the chakras with his Tibetan training. His idea of what chakras was a little different from what most Indian yoga people look at as he still sees 7, but he sees them in different places. He connects them to the glands. He has a very strong knowledge of anatomy, very strong. Had a lot of interesting little devices, and it was fun. And then at the end, there was a woman that was at the. I'm going to close this with this. There was a woman at the end of the thing at the talk at Pam Jenkins. So what it was this lady. So when I was walking out of George Love's talk, this lady here, Pam Jenkins, she was standing there, and I was like, well, I'll talk to her. And then she said she's about the coming spiritual awakening was going to come. That was what her talk was about. And then I was looking at her, and she said, give me a piece of paper. She said, give me a pen. And then I said, oh, I don't have one. And then somehow she sort of disappeared out of the room, but I think she was going to read something or had some reason for doing that. But yeah. So it was not a packed, it was desolate. It was kind of like a ghost town, honestly. It was like less than the Holistic Health and Healing Expo a month or two ago. But reason was, and Bruce said it himself, I might not be doing this anymore. And I told him, Bruce, Spirit Fest was in West Palm Beach at this very same time, which means that anyone that's halfway between Deerfield and West Palm Beach is a 50-50 toss-up to come to you or them. If there's something there they want to see, then they're going to go there. And I think Spirit Fest, are there tickets for that? I don't know. But the whole, and it used to be, I think the VIP seating thing works in New York where maybe they have bigger crowds and there's but the VIP seating is out the window for South Florida because, nobody's buying it or whatever. So, but it was worth going. And I come out of those things feeling good. It's just refreshing. I don't know if it's because I'm not on my computer or if I'm around all these other people with great energy, but I love coming out of those expos. It's just a great feeling, Yeah. So that's my summary of the event.
All right, cool.
Yeah. The Hare Krishnas were there handing out mantra cards and some full-blown monks, dressed up in full-blown, just 100%.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, they used to. It's really. The expo is